Do you ever feel like you're wasting your time doing things or using things or just something in your life that doesn't feel right? I do. Recently, I got this book from the library. I love Jane Hamilton, usually. But this book, the Phoebe Variations, it was torture to try to read it, so I finally gave up, and I was over halfway done. That never happens. I usually, if I start a book and I get 2 or 3 pages in and it's just not grabbing me, I quit and, start a new book, because there are tons of books out there and I love to read, but I want to be either educated or entertained, or at least be able to get into the story and feel like it's worth reading. This was okay at first, obviously, or I wouldn't have kept reading, but it didn't get any better. It was just okay through the whole thing, and I didn't see the point of it. It just didn't make sense to me. And I went on Goodreads and looked it up, and it had a 3 out of 5 star rating, which told me that other people felt the same way. So I read a few reviews, and my feelings were shared by most of the people. It just did. Jane Hamilton's a wonderful writer. I mean, it was well written, but didn't like it, so I just quit. I quit, and I looked up how it ended, and it was nothing earth-shattering. It was just more of the same. So I'm glad I quit. And I started another book last night, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. So, books. I don't have any problem not finishing a book. This one was really disappointing since I put so much time into it, and I kind of dreaded reading it. Every evening I go to bed and read for at least half hour, an hour, whatever, maybe longer, before I go to sleep. And this one I didn't look forward to, and I generally always do, so that should have been a big red flag. Then I also recently started watching on Apple TV Land of Women. And I thought it would be, I don't know what I thought it would be. I didn't read anything about it. It was just trite. It had these tropes that just, it's like, yeah, that's obvious that that's going to happen. And it wasn't interesting to me. So about 30 minutes in, I stopped it. And I went and watched a new show that, if it doesn't hold my interest, I will stop it too. I just don't see the point of wasting my time on things, books, movies, whatever it is, that isn't interesting, because there's tons of stuff out there that is interesting. Another thing that really, I've had to learn to do this through the years. I'm very sensitive to different smells. I have a very good sense of smell, and certain chemical smells really bother me, especially like in lotions or shampoo or anything like that. And if it lingers, that can be a real problem. So I've gotten to where I open up a bottle at the store, unscrew the top and really smell it. And if it's a problem just smelling it, then it goes back on the shelf. I don't even give it a try. But if I happen to bring something home that once I've applied it and it's like on my arms or my legs or whatever, and it's just like, oh, that's all I can smell, and it gives me a headache, basically, the chemicals. I just have to quit using it. I give it away to somebody. That's really disappointing, because some of this stuff can be expensive, I think. I mean, even if it's only $3 or $4 or $5, I don't want to buy something that isn't going to work. And this has happened a lot throughout my life. And along the lines of lotions, I didn't use sunscreen for years because it used to always burn. Like if I got it, even here on my cheeks, near my eyes, it would burn my eyes. My eyes would water. It was miserable. So I found some sunscreen that does not do that. And I try to remember to use it, but it's really hard for me to remember since I haven't used it for so long because I couldn't find one that I could tolerate. But that was a one-time burned my eyes and I never used it again situation because it was miserable. It was terrible. Something else I'm doing or trying to do, this is hard for me, is not eating things that I don't like. I hate to waste food. I think it's a waste. But sometimes when I fix something and it's just not that good, and it happens, it probably happens to most of us if we cook at all. And if I can dress it up somehow, sure, I will, if I can add a delicious sauce or something that makes it not so dry or whatever the situation is, I will go ahead and eat it. But every once in a while, I just say, no, I'm not going to eat this. Again, this one is really hard for me, but I think it's important to not suffer. That's kind of my whole point of this video is I think I have suffered through a lot of things in my life just because I don't want to be wasteful or I don't want to hurt someone's feelings or whatever it is, or I don't want to, give up on something I thought I could do and really wanted to do, but then it just ended up not being a good idea. And as I get older, time is more precious. And you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel sometimes, figuratively, not literally, I hope. I don't have a tunnel that I look in every once in a while or anything, but, not eating that yucky food, it's okay to not do that once in a while. I also really hate making phone calls mostly about my internet, it seems like, and talking or staying on hold forever before you even get to talk to a person. And then you talk to them and it's so frustrating. The conversation is, you ask good questions that you think are good questions and they give you the runaround and can't resolve the issue. And sometimes I just maybe say thank you and maybe not, and I just hang up and let myself cool down and wait until I'm in the right frame of mind. I'm not so mad because I get really upset about things, and that's when things don't work out as well because I'm snippy, like, these people are crazy. So I've learned, just let yourself cool off. For me, that's what works best. And then try again later. And it might be 2 or 3 days later. And the last thing that I've learned to do, I don't need to keep toxic people in my life. That's a hard one. We get to a point in our lives, I think, when we just can see through the BS and realize that's not serving me any longer, or that exhausts me, or that drains me. I don't feel better. I feel worse when I'm around certain people. And I've learned to just walk away. It hurts. That's a really hard one for me, but it's better for my mental health, I think. So I'm really curious if any of this is something you can relate to. Do you feel like your time is more precious now as we're getting older? And if so, how do you deal with some of these things? Or what do you deal with? I'm really curious. Please leave a comment and share. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.